I accidentally had a breakthrough. And it happened outside of therapy, and I've got to share it. Actually, I've had 2 accidental breakthroughs, but whatever. This one, um, I don't know how I thought of it, but I I have complex PTSD, right? Which a lot of us know, and um, I I still struggle with having compassion for myself because there's, my brain just doesn't work the same, and I feel slower. I feel duller. I'm just like I'm very mean to myself. I say things to myself that I would never say to other people, ever. I would never be that mean to someone else the way I'm mean to myself, and and I just don't. And I minimize what I've gone through, and I'm just like, it really wasn't, like, over time you start to feel like it really wasn't that bad. Get the fuck over yourself. Like, it wasn't like trauma like other people's trauma, like, especially because you wore the uniform, you didn't get it being shot at, so who the fuck you think you are? And also being disabled, and because of my circumstances, because of the way that I get to work, and I do get to have a soft life. I do get to have a soft life now. And I feel, and there's still, like, this, like, who the fuck do you think you are? um and one day I got this, I thought, I'm like, let me write down every abnormal thing, particularly bad, traumatic, painful, harmful thing that has ever happened to me from the beginning of my life to now. From beginning of my life to now. And this is probably, and you probably, like, we've heard this before, like, the whole, like, oh, imagine, like, what happened to you happened to somebody else, and would you be compassionate towards them? And you're usually like, yes. And why can't you have compassion for yourself? And you're like, I don't know, because I fucking hate myself. That's the deal. And like, yeah, I get it. Like, I've done that before, but there was something about putting it down on paper that depersonalized it just a little bit, just enough for me. It almost, it made it like, I don't know what it did. I don't know what it did, but it separated, it gave me distance from it for a little bit. And I read through all of this shit, and I was like, oh, this girl should be dead several times over. She shouldn't be alive. Oh no, that's really, whoa, that's really fucking bad. And, like, and you'll minimize the shit that you went through as time goes by, right? Especially because you think that you should be getting better, and you should be getting better quicker, but you just fucking don't. And you're just like, God, it was so long ago, and so it was not that big a fucking deal. But I'm looking at, like, but just looking at shit, usually, particularly childhood, I'm just like, this, first of all, this girl never had a chance being born into the circumstances that she was. She was, like, you're doomed from the beginning when you have a narcissistic parent, for one. Don't let you be neurodivergent. Don't let you be gifted. It's over for you. Like, first of all, like, this girl never had a chance. She was always going to go through this because her dad was always going to be a fuck up and on some fuck shit. So this shit was always going to happen. And it's really bad. And it's really bad. I'm looking at all this shit that I've been through, but it looks like I'm reading somebody else's story. And I'm just like, how did she get through every single one of these things? How did she do it? Yeah. And then, like, and it was just like one thing after another. That's what complex trauma is. One thing after another. How did she not just How did she not? By her hands or by other people's hands, how is she still here? She deserves a break. If anyone deserves a break and a soft life and maybe days where you get to do nothing and the opportunity to do things that she likes and loves for fucking once in her life, not being controlled and manipulated by other people, not being a third parent, not, being adultified, not having to survive, not having to, mask and like diminish who she is and cut down on her personality and hide, like, for once. No, she gets to do that. And yeah, if anyone were to go through shit like that, barrage after like a barrage, thing after thing after thing after thing, adamant barrage, in reality, adamant fucking barrage of shit, of course their brain is gonna be fucked. Of course their brain is gonna be fucked. Of course. It's inevitable. Like, I don't know, like, PTSD, it's an injury. I believe it's considered like an actual fucking injury to your brain. Like, of course you're more forgetful. Like, of course you're a little less coordinated and clumsy. Of course, it's hard to ride the bus. Of course, even though you've been an extrovert all your life, you get burnt out easily, way more easily now. And like, of course you would. Like, this girl, maybe it helps to not see it as me, but I'm looking at this page in this journal like it's a book, like I'm reading a book about somebody else, and I'm like, this person deserves a break, and this person deserves, like, to not be fucking shamed for, like, not being as on it. Like, maybe she gets to not be on it. Like, maybe she gets to fuck things up and not be excellent for once without fear of getting beat the fuck up or punished or threatened or whatever. Like, maybe she gets to make mistakes now, without the threat of harm. Definitely not without the feeling, because that feeling, it chases you everywhere. Like, it really sucks. Like, I'm great in a fucking crisis, but I drop an egg on the floor and I'm giving a soliloquy about how I don't deserve to live. I mean, like, it's great. Like, it's like, I'm just looking at this page, and I'm just like, I'm like, no, for this girl, like, it's okay. Like, anybody would be crashing out. Actually, I'm surprised she's not crashing out more. Like, I'm surprised she's alive, and I'm surprised she's not crashing out more. Yeah, I think this girl deserves a break. Whatever break that is, whatever break is needed and practical. And then you realize that the girl on the page is you. The person on the page is you. And it's like, okay. Like, that depersonalization of it just kind of, like, helped just enough for me to be like, no, like, just seeing the timeline, just seeing the timeline of bullshit, of abuse, like, it's like, yeah, no, this shit is not normal. This was not a normal existence. This was not a normal childhood. This wasn't even a normal, like, being in the military is like, is abnormal in and of itself. And that experience was ab fucking just it was like even me being a even me being a black woman and shit being just bound to happen inevitably to me, even the situation was so freakish. Yeah, this shit was not normal. So I think this calls for some extreme relaxation, some extreme care, some extreme compassion. Um, yeah, that was a lot. That was too much. I don't know, there's just something about seeing it written down on a page. I swear, like I don't know. Maybe hopefully it works for somebody else out there. It did work for me. The effects tend to wear off a little bit for me, and I tend to forget. But honestly, since I am in a season of forgetting, I probably need to like open my journal back up and look at it again, to remind myself like how bad it was. Not to commiserate on it and to make it my entire fucking personality, but just to shit. I found the page. Just to remind myself that it's okay. Yeah, see, oh, there's things I forgot. Oh, I yeah, nah, fuck that. No, I get to have a break. I get to mess up, and I get to be a little a little spacier, because anyone who went through that would. Anyone who went through this would have fucking brain damage. Yeah, fuck that. So, oof. So yeah, maybe that will work for you. I don't know. Maybe you tried it and it didn't do shit, but for me, it did. So write down every fucked up thing that has ever happened to you, from jump, chronologically, if you can, and then read that shit back, and and then see how you feel about yourself. It may not work. I don't know. It may not work, but it did something for me. Yeah. Anyways.